Oh man, everybody, we are back after, I guess, a week-long reprieve, however you want to pronounce it. This is Dark Souls. This is the Platinum Run Dark Souls episode 28. Um, so don't hold me to this. I wanted to try and get like a bunch of episodes out on like Thursday and Friday of this past week. The move took us a lot longer than it should have. You know, cable kind of took their time at getting out here to hook everything, the internet back up and everything. So, just a lot of cleaning and stuff the past week. Things are basically done here though, so that's good. So I can finally get back. I hope, the past few weeks I feel like have been very bad at just like, well, we got, this week has 5 episodes, this week has like 3. Hopefully, I'm going to try my best to get back to this 5 episodes a week. Maybe more if I'm up to it. Definitely do my best to get 5 episodes each week, because I feel like I've been kind of not doing very good at doing that. But I want that to happen again, especially because we're not, if I'm not doing that, it's going to take even longer to do this. But on another note, I think I might try this a little bit, maybe with this episode. Our internet speeds are a lot faster, so I may try to go back to that kind of the higher quality of video that I had for like the first like 3 episodes, I think, of this series. Just because my upload speed is like a whole lot better than it was at the old place. So we'll see how that goes. So here we are, DJ Nailer. He is level 50. We are closing in on 19 hours in, so let's go ahead and load this up. If you are forgetting some statistics that we're keeping, a death count obviously is a big one. We are at 98, so 2 away from 100. So yeah, so as I do when we have long breaks from this, do a lot of thinking. Read comments, obviously. We're kind of getting to the point where I need to definitely just be keeping track of things. There are things items I need to start farming for to get ready. Things I need to make sure that I take care of before I get too far into the game or before I beat it once. So I have a big notebook and I've really been using it too much. I use it occasionally. But I'm gonna basically just kind of write out, okay, everything that I need to do. Keep a checklist. I know someone on Twitter. Is it Natov? Is that how you pronounce it? Let me know how you pronounce it so then I can actually give you a shout out or something. He's been very helpful, giving me some tips. But I know you mentioned once using like a checklist or something when you were getting your 1,000 achievement points or whatever in the game. So that's what I'm gonna start doing, because just kind of keep track of, okay, what miracles do I have? How, like, the miracles that I don't have, what do I need to get them? Different things like that. So for this episode, I kind of have a schedule written out. So here's what we're gonna do. There is a covenant that I can get. But first, I'm gonna go get go to Sin's Fortress, because I want to get the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring. That ring, when equipped, kind of boosts the item drop rate, and so that's gonna be very helpful for farming different items that I'll need for like upgrading weapons and stuff like that. Where am I? Give me a second. I know where that goes. I guess back to Firelink. So I want to go to Sin's Fortress to get that ring. We're going to do some farming a little bit later in this episode. Then after that, we're going to head to the Catacombs. Inside the Catacombs, there is a Dark Moon Seance ring that I'm gonna need for this covenant. After that, we're going to go to the Painted World again. Apparently, if by killing harpies, sometimes I'll drop the souvenir of reprisal, and so I'm gonna need 10 of those. because after that we're gonna go back to Anor Londo, and get the Dark Moon Covenant in there. And so that obviously that's Covenant. That's gonna give me a trophy. And then also by giving that, offering up 10 of those seance rings, or no, it's not seance ring, souvenir reprisal. By giving up 10 of those, I will level up once, and then I will get a miracle that I need for collecting all the miracles. So that's basically the plan for today's episode. Depending on how long that takes, I don't know how long it's going to take, especially for getting those 10 items. So basically after that, there was a fog door, I guess, next to that area that leads to a mini boss, and you have to kill that boss for another one of the hidden trophies. But you can't kill that boss before you've gotten the Covenant and upgraded it once, or you don't want to, or else you've sinned and then that won't be available, and you gotta go like pay off your sin or whatever. So we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna get the Covenant, upgrade it so we can get the miracle. If there's time, we'll go after that boss. That's basically the plan for today's episode. So potentially 2 trophies, probably just 1. But I think this is kind of the point where I want to start. It's kind of, knocking off some different things that I can take care of this first run through. Mostly maybe getting some covenants, buying as many miracles, pyromancies, things like that I need. Take care of a lot of that stuff before kind of moving on. Hopefully, as long as everything goes well. But yeah, it's been I think we're just gonna run. So the funny thing is with the thing I need from the catacombs, I guess if you remember the room that a few episodes back I was going in the catacombs, and there was the room that I had walked into. It was like you had to break down the wall, and basically as soon as I walked into the room, a bunch of like archers shot arrows at me, and I was like, oh, it's just a trick, because the room was like all black, and so I figured that there was nothing in there. As it turns out, you can drop down a couple feet, and oh, well. Yeah, it wouldn't be the platinum run without stupid dying things. Anyways, you can drop down a few feet and like run down a hallway, and there's the ring. So could have got that before, but it's all right. So that's 99 deaths. I don't know if oh man, one of these days I will I will learn to not do that anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Really, being a little dumb about this. Oh, that's right, I can't warp from there. I'm just gonna warp back to Anor Londo and then go back to Sin's Fortress at the top, because I believe the hey, okay, I believe the location of the covetous serpent ring is probably a little closer that way. Oh, so here's another thing. Again, they're not promising anything. I would really like to do this though. With the internet being better, I did like a very quick test of live streaming. It was like early in the morning. I put in like Scary Girl and streamed for like a minute. It seemed to be okay. It was a little laggy, so I'm probably gonna have to. But I had like video and audio working correctly. So if I can get that to work, my laptop's not the best, so it probably wouldn't be like the best quality. But if I can get that to work pretty consistently, even if for just like an hour. I think it'd be kind of cool, like every Friday maybe, to do like a live Platinum Run episode. Um, so I'll keep trying. I'll keep like attempting to try and get that to work correctly, because that's something I think would be really cool to do. We'll just kind of see how that goes though. It's kind of depends on whether or not I can get it to work properly, and work properly without like the lag and stuff. But we'll see. I think that would be something that would be pretty cool to do, especially like even if we got like maybe like even just 2 people watching it live. I think it'd be cool and it'd be nice, if there was someone in there like that way. If I ever was to be like, well, let's go do this, and it was something really dumb, I could have a warning. You have someone there like, nope, don't do that. I'm still really mad at myself for like talking to what's his face, that snake dude, for taking me down if I could place the Lord Vessel, since that locked me out of one of the covenants until playthrough number 2. That really just makes me so mad. It's my fault, but guess that's how things go. Alright, so what are we doing? We're getting the ring. Okay, so I guess see, I never would have found this actually on my own, but the area where the boulder runs down and then you have to chase after it to get into that other room where the mimic is to get up here. I guess if you let that boulder go, if you let like 6 or so of those boulders go, they fill in that gap, that hole, and so you can cross over into the room where the ring is, and then the ring is like right there. So it's off topic. Actually, I'm probably gonna. I've been meaning. I think it was Friday. I'm playing like Scary Girl for a review, and it's just get to this area where I was stuck on for like, I don't even know how long, at least like an hour. Just getting very annoyed. Lots of, I think of the best way to approach this. Going down and stuff. Yeah, just lots of like very annoying design decisions in the game. Stuff that like made things more difficult than they really needed to be. Things that it wasn't even the fact that like it was a difficult section, it was the fact that like it wasn't fair. And I noticed like when I get, because everybody like gets mad at a game or whatever, and some people, maybe they throw a controller or they just kind of like yell or whatever. And I was thinking about it and thinking about how like Dark Souls is one of the few games that as poorly as I might do at that game, I just don't, like, it doesn't faze me at all. That might be different for different people, but I've been thinking like, and it's not a new thought. Like, I am not in any way like the first person to mention this. But just here recently, because of certain games I've been playing that have made me very frustrated, it makes me, and having been playing this a lot for the past few months, like, you really, like I don't think you get it as much like when you're playing this game, but it's more when you start playing other games and you're going through them and getting mad or whatever. You just really I don't think you get how much, like how insane it is, or how difficult it has to be to design a game like Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Like how hard is it to make it where it's not frustrating? Because like you feel like for me it feels like whenever a game makes me frustrated, it's because they present a situation that's like unfair. And that's kind of the point where you get to where it's like, this is just stupid. Like this is like you're asking too much of me. You're asking me to do things that I need to get lucky to do. Whereas in Dark Souls, that it always is. It's this boss might be hard. These enemies might be very difficult to kill, and I might die a lot. But there is never a, well, I just can't do it. You're always capable of doing, killing that boss or getting through a certain section, which I find like pretty amazing. But it makes me wish more developers took more time to just test their game and have people play it and try to make it more. I'm not saying don't make your game more like Dark Souls, because that game's pretty awesome. I want it. Like, it makes me wish more developers took the time to try to stop, putting in, well, I'm gonna make you fight 7 or like 20 different enemies at once because that will make it really difficult, and I want my game to be difficult and not super easy. That's stupid. I want, it makes me wish more developers, took the time and care and thought into making something challenging while also being fair. And I don't know, maybe that's really hard to do. It could be. Because I do feel like there's not a whole lot of games that perfect it the way that Dark Souls does. And I think that's kind of the reason why I really appreciate Dark Souls as much as I do. Just because they seem to perfect this formula of making things seem fair. Which it feels like so rare that it is that games are able to do that. Oh crap. Let's see if I can run out here. Maybe there's an area I can go to. Nope. Oh, but I could be in some trouble. Yep. There's just 100. I don't know. I've been wanting to write up something. Not even just that, but like just the idea of getting frustrated at stuff. I've been thinking a lot about. Because I keep track of like the games I play and the movies I watch and books I read. Because I like being able to look back at that, like at the end of each year, and see like, well, what did I like, and like, especially with movies and books, like that helps me kind of steer my direction towards like, well, I really like this movie, so maybe I should start watching movies more like it, or tracking down what other movies the director has made. Same with books and stuff like that. Like there was one of the first books I read this year. It was like the first book by this new author. And now, like, I'm pretty excited. Like, it wasn't like an amazing book, but I liked it enough to where, like, I'm excited to see what this person writes next. So I do that with games. It's a little bit different because I do review, like, at least PSN games. So some of that stuff I don't really have like a choice. Like, oh well, I'm not gonna review. Like, no, I'm reviewing this one. Granted, I played most every PSN game that's out just due to that. But as far as like disc games go, I'm trying, especially this year, cut down on like that stuff. Like I wanna maybe not play a game unless I really am looking forward to it or something, or like renting it. Because I looked like last year, I just a lot of games that I just did not like, that I spent a lot of time playing. Because I thought maybe it looked cool, and then it just turned out really bad. So I would like to try to cut down on that, but But part of that is thinking a lot about just being like playing a game and just getting really mad because I kept dying, or like I'm stuck in an area and trying to like. I don't want to do that. Um, I just feel like that's not. I'm not bad. Like I know some people who just get super angry and they will throw their controller down and just look like turn into evil people, and I don't really do that, but I don't know. And this isn't a recent thing. I think it was more just because I got really mad at this section and Scary Girl, and I just felt like really kind of bad about it in a way, to the point where it was just like I don't really want to go through that. Like I want to be able to enjoy playing a game because I feel like that's kind of why I like playing video games, because I find them enjoyable. Rambling on here because there's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about right now, but something I've been thinking about. So I'm probably gonna write something about that and post it on the website. And mainly related to stuff like Demon Souls. Well, like why I appreciate it so much is like people like when I talk about the platinum run. See, this is how I'm steering it back, to have it make sense, and make it relate to this video. Is I tell people about like I'm doing this video series where I'm trying to get the platinum in Dark Souls, and they look at me like, dude, you're crazy. Like, why would you put yourself through that? And I'm like, oh, well, it's not. It's fun. Like I've always felt like this game has gotten way too much. I don't even know what the right word for it would be. People talk about this game, and they say like, "Oh, this game is way too hard," or it's like, "Why would people enjoy this because of how hard it is?" And it's not. Yes, this game is difficult, and I think I mentioned this before, like super early, but it's not. It's not that it's difficult. It's just like I have never once in this game or Demon Souls ever felt like there was like I had died, and because I had died and in some way it was not my fault. I think you probably hear that a lot among different people, where they're always saying no, it's fair, and it's true. Like it's said a lot, but it's because it's just how it is. And I don't know. I guess like I've finally been able to kind of put it into words that make sense to me. In the past few weeks of just playing very frustrating parts of different games, where I appreciate it because there has never been a point where I have felt like cheated, or I have felt that I was not capable of killing a boss in this game. I've always felt very much capable. I die a lot because I'm careless, maybe, or I don't, approach a situation in the right way, or maybe I just don't know what to do. But yeah, and probably going forward, this game I feel has probably gotten a lot more attention than Demon Souls did. Demon Souls got a lot of attention, because it was kind of an unknown thing and it came out of nowhere, and like suddenly like people were like, no, this game is really good. And it was kind of that like just out crazy. I think Dark Souls probably is getting a lot more just because now it's a known thing, and now more and more people are like, well, I want to check this out because I heard so much about it. But I hope going forward, because there's going to be another one. I think at this point, it's obvious that this is a big deal. People will like this stuff, and From's probably going to keep making them until people just don't buy them anymore. It's kind of seems like how things work, which is fine by me. Cause, dude, what I would give me more Souls. I'll keep playing them. Keep shoving them out there, and I'll just keep on buying them and playing them. But yeah, I mean, like, the more and more I play this, and the more and more I play games that have really dumb design decisions to make their games difficult, and it's the more and more that I'm just like, this is like, if there was something to steal, like, if there is something to take from Dark Souls and Demon Souls, it is absolutely the way that they do difficulty in games. It's the way that they. It's just the way that they are able. They're able to make something seem very difficult while also. I don't know where to go. Is there no? Oh, nope. They're able to make something that is a very challenging and difficult game, while also finding a way to also just make you feel like you're still in control. Like I know, like I feel like most games, you get to a challenging part and it's just annoying. It's kind of like I don't want to even play this. Like I was enjoying it up to this part, but I don't want to play it anymore. I'm just gonna die here. But and you like Scary Girl. Like there was a part that I was stuck on, and I felt like I had to get lucky to beat it. And whereas in Dark Souls, it's nope. You gotta you need to do what you have to follow some sort of strategy to get through, or else you're gonna die. And it's kind of just the way it is. And like honestly, I think it's perfect. I think I hate throwing around like perfect and whatever, just because of like what that means. But like dude, like I remember like first hearing about Demon Souls, and it was like, oh, it's a tough game. There's no checkpoints, and it's so punishing. And at first, I was like, well, I like very difficult games. Like that's something that I really find a lot of enjoyment out of. But even then, like I was kind of weary about it because like so many people were telling me how punishing it was. But then I played it, and I was like, no, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. It's a game that is able to get away with being punishing because it's fair. It's like a trying to think of another. It's like when you do something wrong, like when you're a kid and your parents get mad, and like you're mad because you're in trouble, but you're like, no, like that was my fault. That's how I feel with Dark Souls. Like every time I do something bad, I'm like, nope, yep, that's on me. It's not the game. I don't know. I will probably expand upon that and write something on it. I've been wanting to since like a few days ago, and then I didn't really know where I wanted to take it, and so still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with that. I think it'd be an interesting thing. It's not anything new, really. I think a lot of people haven't, especially talk. I feel like every time I hear someone talk about Dark Souls, that kind of thing is brought up in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know. So what do we got here? We have I'm gonna go to the painted world. So we have the ring. Let's equip that. Oh, that other one is the silence, right? I kind of want that actually. So what's this? Oh, okay, so that's an additional attunement slot. That's gonna be nice. Boost item discovery. So that's what we're definitely gonna want. So hopefully that will help with finding these souvenir of reprisal from the harpies. So okay, it's back into the painting we go. It's gonna be great. Where are we right now? It's about 30 minutes, so definitely looking like we're on track for a pretty good episode here. Getting everything. Haven't really run into too many issues. Trying to run past these guys. Alright, so let's hope that it doesn't take too long to get these 10 items. If it does, we might run this into the next episode. We'll see. I think also, I'm trying to remember when this happened. I think this might have happened before I had recorded those last batch of episodes. But like, I think it was a few months ago, there was that trademark that came out where it was like Dark Souls something something forest or whatever. It was some like weird thing, and people kind of speculated like, is that like a Vita game? It was like, what is that? I know the director had said specifically about this game that they weren't gonna do DLC, but then like there was a report that came out of some website, I think it was EGM, that said, and you know, I'm not saying that they're super reliable, but just basically that said that they had a source that said that, hey, that's actually for DLC. It's gonna come out at some point this year. And that would add trophies or whatever. And that, you know, nothing has come from that. I don't even think they came out and denied it. It just kind of happened, and then no one really said anything about it. So I don't know if that's actually going to be a thing. I would say that there's, I don't know. Something will come from that. Probably more likely that it would be DLC, although it's strange that the guy would kind of come right out and say, nope, we're not doing DLC, and then they would do it. But stranger things have happened. So if that happens, I'd be interested to see, especially if that adds trophies, like in the midst of this. I know that usually platinums you can get without getting DLC trophies. But I mean, obviously, we would have to get them, right? Like, I wouldn't just be like, nope, not gonna get those. But that should be interesting to see how that affects, if it affects anything, if it actually happens, you know. So I'm trying to think. I believe there are two right here. No, those are those guys. Harpies are the... I'm trying to remember where all the harpies are. There's two up there. I'm sure there's probably a really good way to go about doing things. So I have that key to that one door that I can go up. Which actually runs me into those two, I think. If luck is on our side, these items will drop very often. But... Alright, use the key. There's that guy. I think we go up here. And there's some harpies. Alright, here we go. Need to fight these guys. Great. He's dead. Drop it. Drop an item. Come on. Dang it. Oh man, another one. Oh god, there's 3 of them. Oh no, oh. Oh no. Death number 101. Hmm. Wonder if backstabbing them might be a pretty good way to go about things. Obviously not attacking a bunch of them at once. Not the route to go. I think there are more over here too. Let's do some exploring. Let's figure out what's what here. Probably pick up that item over there. Dark Ember. Yeah, I don't know if... It might not be possible to actually backstab these guys. I don't know. Might be, might not. He's almost dead. You should drop an item. Yes. Awesome. One down. 9 to go. One good thing is these guys drop 1,000 souls, so I'll have a decent amount. So I've killed 2 of them. One of them dropped 1. As long as that if that keeps going, shouldn't take too long. We are probably going to have to extend this into another episode, but that's fine. Oh. Oh, we got a miracle. That's definitely good. Make some progress towards that. Oh. Should lead one of these guys down. Oh, there's... Oh no. Oh man. Oof. We're at 38 minutes, so we'll make another run for it. Try and get at least another one. Also, off topic. You know, feeling dead noise here, but the demo for that Kingdoms of Amalur game came out. It came out like last week, but I didn't get to play it till a few days ago with no internet. But if you guys haven't played that, you should definitely check it out. That game is really good. Like, I don't mean like, oh, that game is pretty good. Like, no, that game is like, if the demo is any indication of how good that game is, and yeah, you should probably play it. Like, if you're into RPGs and action games, and I really like that demo. Like, it took me like 3 hours to beat. It's pretty crazy. Seems like there's a lot of stuff in it. Combat's really fun. So yeah, I don't know if some of you have probably already checked it out, but I really enjoyed it. Oh, you should follow me over here. I want to fight 2 of you. There's probably like a really easy way to beat these guys that I'm just not in the know about. I'll look it up before I record the next episode. That way, I'm not wasting time getting killed by these. Oh no. Oh man. That's gonna do it for this episode, I guess. So we died 5 times, so that brings us to 103 deaths. That was episode 28. So come back tomorrow for episode 29. Yeah, and then so we'll keep farming these. What are they? The souvenir reprisal. Try and get 9 of those that we need. From there, hopefully get that covenant. Upgrade the covenant so we can get a miracle. Maybe fight that boss. I don't know. Again, thank you for watching.